wildest part too, I remember Reggie Miller talking about it and saying that after that had happened, because when this happened, Reggie was really at the end of his career. He was on his way out. Reggie said, you know what? It's just time for me to wrap it all up. I love these young boys, but it's time. I'm going to just hang my jersey in the rafters. Shout out to Reggie Miller, probably the best pacer we've ever seen. Probably.
Big shout out to Reggie doing this thing over at TNT. You know what I mean? Big shout out to Reggie.
You gave me an eyebrow right there, like you wanted.
Without a doubt, greatest.
But you wanted to say something though.
He's the greatest pacer
of all time, but
but he had some help in his greatest days. You know what I mean? Like you feel me? Like
let's talk about the help.
Like what we just saw this year with Giannis and Chris Middleton. Okay, and Reggie was Giannis. Jay Rose was Chris Middleton.
Oh, you talking about that 32 points. Hey, man, what was that, game 6, game 5?
Big. I'm just saying, but big shout out to Reggie, legend, one of the best shooters we've ever seen. So big shout out to him. And again, I'm looking forward to seeing what Netflix gonna tell us with this doc.
All right, on our way out the pod, I'm gonna put you on the spot again. Was Jay Rose underappreciated as a ball player?
Of course. I mean,
why? Of course.
I think it was a couple of years in there. He could have definitely been an all-star. And again, this is coming from a loved one. This is coming, but again, like just really being a fan of the game, like and seeing what he brought, his leadership. I mean, obviously, he was a Detroit kid. He had his ifs, ands, or buts about him. But I mean, I definitely feel like it was a couple of years that he could have definitely been an all-star, in particular the 2000 year. But I'm sure he has his accolades, most improved player, Magic Johnson Award, been able to go to the finals, put up big numbers. So I mean, he's doing his thing. I've always compared my uncle to like a Chris Middleton, and obviously Chris Middleton's a champion. He's doing everything, but their game's not like the flashiest. I mean, they're not high flyers, but they can shoot.
But they gonna give you some work.
They gonna knock it down from behind the arc. You know what I mean? They got a little footwork in them. All of that. So I definitely would say the game's a little appreciated, but it's appreciated by us.
I always told you that playing in the league, you could be nothing less than a J Rose if you wanted love from the culture. That's just how I feel. And I'm not saying he was at the bottom. I'm just talking about love. You had to be as nice as J Rose. And to even push the conversation forward, your uncle played back in the 90s, 2000s. He was a 6'8" guard. And now look, Detroit is looking at a new 6'8" guard in the Detroit Pistons, Cade Cunningham. And we can't wait to see how that plays out.
Make sure y'all tune in for that NBA draft tomorrow. It's going to be some nice young talent in there. Big shout out to Cade. Big shout out to Jalen Green, Evan Mosley, Jalen Suggs. It's going to be a lot of young talent. And we NBA prospects. Don't forget that. So we're going to be tuned in. We're going to make sure we tap back in. We're going to have our predictions on what we think on some of these young players and where they go and how things work out. So make sure y'all stay tuned in to the BLEAV Podcast Network.
Love.